Sit back, strap in, and get ready for After Hours with TC Restani. This is Abigail Harwich, executive producer, welcoming you to the show. And now, TC Restani!
Alrighty there. Welcome to the After Hours of TC Restani, the podcast. I'm TC Restani, emanating from the palatial podcast penthouse, and I'm here with my esteemed panel of experts. I'm going to go around the horn and introduce you to them right now. Greatest celebrity stalker of all time, Mr. What are you eating, cojitos?
Chiquitos. Yeah. Well, they're like they're little subs were wrapped up in... It's like finger sandwiches.
So
they're great.
Of course, that's South Boston, Jeff. That looks like a sub-fruit roll-up.
Yeah, or kind of like it's kind of like a pizza flavored egg roll.
Yeah, pizza flavored egg roll.
I was thinking a little meat cannoli.
Different flavors.
And what gourmet restaurant did you get that from?
There's from the gourmet gas station next door.
So that's where the gas comes from.
They were out of the lamb chops, Jeff?
Yeah. They were all out of lamb chops and filet mignon. Had to settle for the.
All right. Well, at least as long as you're satisfied over there. Of course, my mentor, wearing the scally cap tonight, Mr. Ricky Bittman.
I should talk, Jeff. I had a can of soup for dinner tonight, and I took a lot of crap on social media about commenting on Tashlyn's preparation of a meal from a couple weeks ago.
I remember. I heard about that.
Misogynistic. You know what that word means?
I have to look it up.
I do now. So,
well, you were living quietly in the Winnebago.
I was honest with her. The meal was terrible, and she should know that.
All right, well, that's all. No, we don't want it anymore.
No, and believe me, we won't have it again.
We won't be having it again. And of course, the host of the Rundown, the one and the only CJ.
TC.
What's happening, man?
What's going on, brother?
I'm exhausted. We've been down here.
You look tired.
Productions. We're building the brand new television facility.
And it looks great.
And Abby's a slave driver.
She's cracking that whip.
Cracking
you should have minions doing this for you, shouldn't you?
I'm not doing it, but I have to supervise it because it's my money.
I don't think I've ever seen you look this tired.
It's my money.
My money.
Your name's
money,
on the neon sign, Restani Studios.
Right, Restani Productions, and I have... if you've been following me on social media the last couple of weeks, we've been unboxing stuff.
Yeah.
I got to get back on that because I'm missing all that.
I got a lot of the, our former alumni down here doing all the install
Was
work.
Chip here?
Chip, of course, has been here.
My guy.
Emmy Award-winning Chip.
Yeah. And floor director Dave?
Floor director Dave, yes, he's been here as well.
Nice. And the Airwolf, of course.
Airwolf's been down here.
Oh, it's like old times.
It's old times. And Abby calls from the tower. How are things going? Yeah. Why don't you come down here and look? I can't right now. So, but it's going to look fantastic.
I hope so.
And
it already looks fantastic.
Will it be ready for Thanksgiving Eve?
Oh, it will be way before Thanksgiving.
Okay,
Eve.
well, that's not too far off.
No, we're taping this, what is it, October 3rd?
Yes.
October 3rd. 2024. And I've been told by the powers that be that are putting this together, we're buying brand new cameras, 6 brand new cameras. Isn't it time you got back in front of it?
Yes.
So we may be doing that sometime.
Come on, let's just do it.
After the holidays.
We have to.
After the holidays. Because no one's going to do it before the holidays.
I do have 2 Florida trips planned for after the holidays, but I'll let you know.
When? This sounds like old times.
No.
Oh, I can't go to Florida.
No, one in April and then in February. I have a week in February.
Oh, well, probably before that.
Okay, all right.
All right, just be prepared.
April and February.
We got some kick-ass new cameras. We got 6 of them now.
Nice.
What is it? Just a bunch of guys standing around going like this?
No. Some of them you don't even need camera people. They're PTZs.
That's
beautiful.
how I got started with you. Was I ran a camera?
But you know what PTZ means?
PT Barnum Zoo.
Yeah.
What is it?
PT Barnum Zoo.
Well, that's behind the scenes. It's pan, tilt, zoom.
I should have known that.
And it's robotic, remote controlled.
Domo arigato.
Mr. Roboto. So we are high tech down here at Restani Productions.
And we were high tech for a long time.
But now we're even high techier. And with this new switcher that we have in the control room, I know this is geeking people out, but if you're interested in this stuff,
no, this is fascinating.
We can pipe in, big word, pipe in people on Zoom from all over the world to be guests.
Can you, we'll be able to have That's Ben Gardner's Boat come down and perform in the studio?
Correct, Mundo.
So we'll have the board you need for that?
We always have that stuff.
You always say we need somebody to write the board, like the
right.
board up or something. You always some technical thing.
Okay, well, we can have them down for sure.
Can tell he's tired.
We can have them down for sure.
Like Dad's driving us to the 2 movies. Are we almost there
Are
yet?
we there yet? Not far now.
All right, we'll try not to piss you off.
No, you're not. I'm too tired to get pissed off.
I feel so bad. You do look exhausted.
It's that's the problem. People are like, well, don't you? Isn't your name attached to the building? Yeah. I go, yeah, but when Vince McMahon was attached to the WWE, he was there for everything. Yeah. He may not how would have installed it, but he was there for it.
Have you watched the documentary?
I have not.
I haven't either.
I don't even think I have Netflix anymore.
Why?
Because I a lot of my money I had to spend down here.
Cheap bastard.
Yes, I admit that. Okay.
I watched.
How many coats did I have during the TV production?
Oh my God!
2.
The blue and the red.
Yeah, we were on the air for what, 10 years? I had 2 jackets.
I should take that to Aruba for the wedding.
Deep pocket, short arms, this guy.
Yeah, like a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Unbelievable.
Well, you're very generous. We're just giving.
He is.
Okay, well, I'm not generous with myself with sleep these past couple of weeks.
I don't know how you do it. Good Lord.
It's horrible.
I took a nap today. For crying
and I've
out
had
loud.
one meal today, and I had to have Quincy Briscoe to get out and get it for us.
He did all right, though. He brought
He did
coffee.
all right. We're going to bring him in later when we talk about John Amos, who passed away.
Yeah.
away, hey.
Unbelievable. Hey. So what are we talking about tonight?
I just if you want, if everyone's all right with it, I watched last night The Miz. You know The Miz?
the wrestler guy. Yeah.
His biography from A&E. I'd had it on my DVR forever.
Yeah.
It was fascinating.
He went from like reality MTV jerk.
But he got a serious beatdown by the WWE.
Of course, because he was an outsider.
Yeah, but they really 6 months they wouldn't let him eat or be in the locker room.
Yeah, he had to change the hallway.
Yeah, in hallway. And one time he had to use the bathroom with the fans, and the fans were all texting that the Miz is in the stall
because he didn't pay his dues.
Right, but I mean, it was bad. Even Ric Flair said nobody should have went through what he went through. But the fact that he stuck with it, I was really impressed with this kid. And he was and John Cena really did him a favor by beating the hell out of him. I watched that match too. He really laid into that kid in a big way.
Now he's one of the most respected guys in the locker room.
I mean, seriously, I had no idea.
Good for him.
That's what I say.
I met his wife many times.
Beautiful woman.
She's been in a Playboy Playmate before. She's very, very attractive.
Of course,
girl.
she had to take her clothes off at some point for you to see it.
She's very attractive.
She was a very beautiful woman.
She's
He's got a beautiful home. He's worth $14 million according to that
Good for
network
him.
thing.
He earned it.
He really did.
All right.
And he looks like Miley Cyrus. Remember those pictures I showed you?
Oh, yeah, he did. That's funny. But we had to, I know we have our celebrity stalking crew over here. We have South Boston
gearing up
Jeff.
for Chilla.
Yeah.
And we have CJ who...
And a break is Jerry.
Ooh, I like it.
That's why I don't go with CJ.
we had a lot of celebrity deaths. We're going to leave the John Amos stuff to the end because we have stories about him.
Okay.
Who else?
Well, we're starting it off. We had Maggie Smith die.
It's been a rough week.
Yeah, Professor McGonagall.
Yeah, she was but to me, she's always going to be Calabos's mom from the original Clash of the Titans.
Yeah, that's true. With the head on the
Harry
statue.
Potter.
Yep, she was in Harry Potter.
I saw that in the theater.
Yeah.
So did I.
Did you really? We must have been a little
1981.
squirt,
I was
yeah.
10. It came out around the same time as History
III?
of the World Part 1.
That I did not see in the theater. I didn't think Mel Brooks was funny.
My grandfather took me to see
Now,
it.
isn't one of the cast members of The Simpsons also Maggie Smith?
I don't know. You can't
Well,
have
she's
the
Maggie Simpson.
You can't have the same
No,
name
Maggie.
if you're the screen
Yeah,
actor.
you know, something's striking me with that, Jeff. I think you might be right. There's a connection there with that name.
Well, maybe, I don't know, but the Maggie Smith from Clash of the Titans and Harry Potter is no more.
Yeah. That's
And
sad.
then we had, it's kind of a shock to me, was he wasn't that old. He's only 76. Was John Ashton from Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he looked rough.
Midnight. He lost a lot of weight.
Yeah.
Midnight Run. He's from Springfield, Massachusetts.
Didn't know that.
You know what my favorite line of his from any movie is?
Was it
Which one?
what's the one he was in with Eric Stoltz?
Yes.
What's the line?
Where's the fucking money, Keith?
That's right.
Some kind
He was
of
good in
wonderful.
that
He
movie.
was great.
Sounded just like him.
Doesn't he look a lot like Mark Dustin?
He does actually. Yeah, he does. I couldn't see Mark getting that amped up though.
No, I've never seen Mark really that mad, but
Mark would go. Where's the money, Keith? That would be it.
Where's the money, Keith? And he wouldn't say fuck.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Where's the money?
But yeah, John Ashton was great. And the other role that was one of my all-time favorites was Marvin Dorfler in Midnight Run. Remember the
that's right. Oh,
the
the
bounty
real
hunter that was
dumb bunny.
going after
The dumb
Robert
bounty
De Niro?
hunter. Yeah.
Am I
Good
good?
movie. Good
Fucking
movie.
A, I'm the best.
That was a good one.
He did a lot of conventions and whatnot. He did Rhode Island Comic Con a couple of
really?
years ago. In fact, he did Sports World with Judge Reinhold up on Route 1.
Wow, that would have been a cool get.
Yeah, it was.
That would have been my key.
That would have been your key.
Hat tip to tube.
You're learning. And then Chris Christopherson died.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I knew there was a big one I was forgetting.
And the legendary Pete Rose.
Yes, that's another one.
Oh,
Jeez.
I should tell my story that soon.
Yeah.
Yes, Quincy.
You just brought to my attention.
Uh-oh.
What? Can you talk into the microphone, please?
Chris Christopherson is a very
Come on
good
over
friend
to
of
the-
mine. I'm
the
very
set of
upset.
new
what do you-
microphones.
what-
Hearing about this now.
What are you talking about? Get near the microphone.
Come on in.
Okay,
It's a radio show.
Spit my water.
Of course, you need your water to talk
droplets.
about. What are you talking about? We're not talking about John Ashton
I know,
yet.
but you just brought it to my attention now.
Who?
Brought what to your
I'm
attention?
fascinated.
Beverly Hills Cop?
Oh, Chris Christopherson.
Oh, okay.
All right, what are you going to sing a little song?
That's a Big 10-4, good buddy.
Oh.
The rubber duck.
Right.
That's right. He was in Convoy. Forgot about that.
Convoy walking through the night. Yeah, we got a great big convoy. It's a beautiful sight. Come on and join our convoy. You're not gonna get in our way. We're gonna roll this trucking convoy across the USA. Convoy.
Second verse, same as the first.
Of what age did Chris
Henry
Christopherson?
VIII, I am. That's great.
Of what
Thank you.
age did Chris Christopherson?
He was what was he?
He's in his
83?
80s. He was in his
83?
82,
Yeah.
83.
Willie Nelson gave a really heartfelt, yeah.
You know who?
statement about
Very
it.
close friends.
Very.
You know who was who's best friends with Chris Christopherson? Didn't even know it. Was
Barbara Streisand.
Robert Kennedy Jr.
Robert Kennedy Jr. Really?
Yeah, lifelong friends with him.
No kidding.
Know that?
I did not know that either. But Chris Christopherson, to me, and I'm assuming Jeff, who will always be who?
Well, the Travis Bickle thing in Taxi Driver.
Yeah, that's what I was
Oh.
thinking.
He wasn't in Taxi Driver.
Well, they talked about him because,
that. But no, I'm talking about Mace, the guy who ran the circus in Big Top Pee Wee.
Oh yeah, I never. Well, I just learned. Thanks for that info, TC.
Wow.
I never knew
I
that.
just-
Remember he had the little tiny woman in his pocket called Midge?
that's right.
Midge, yeah.
Here you go, sweetheart. Here you go. You little, thanks, honey.
Oh
He had
man.
this little, not even a midget. It was like this little miniature
she was a little
woman,
tiny woman.
in his pocket.
Thumbelina.
Yeah, Mace.
Wow. I don't even
I never
remember
knew
that movie.
You know whose first movie that was ever? Was Benicio del Toro. He played the dog boy in it.
Wow.
Also,
Is that right? Yeah.
Also, Screech,
kidding.
Dustin Diamond.
That is correct.
The
That is
porn
true.
star Dustin
was in that?
Diamond?
Yeah.
Yeah, when there was
Wow.
a scene when he was like making all the kids young because they were taking the potion,
Yeah.
and when one of the old men peeked his head up, it was him. It was like a 12-year-old Dustin Diamond.
I've only seen that movie once.
Right.
I gotta
Yeah,
check
me
it out.
too.
Well, it's nowhere
I
near
wasn't a big Pee Wee Herman
the
guy.
first near as good as the first one.
first
but it's,
one was excellent.
but it's
Well,
watchable for the freaks.
Well, Tim Burton didn't direct it. I have no
Yeah, I
idea.
know.
Who directed that?
Some
We gotta
Quincy.
fact check.
Quincy did.
He was also a very prolific songwriter.
He was. And he was
I want to
also.
hear some of his songs. I wrote them down.
Go right ahead. Were there any of them written? Were any of them written by Paul Williams?
No, he wrote them.
Oh,
he
he
was
wrote
he
them.
was a songwriter. Did I not write them down? Oh no, here we go. Me and Bobby McGee, the classic Janis Joplin.
Oh, of course.
Was written by Chris Christopherson. Help me make it through the night. Take the ribbons from your hair.
Ooh.
Shake it down and help me make it through
I like
the
that
night.
night. I like
It's a
that
good
song.
one. For the good times.
Not the good times.
No, not this is for the good times. Ray Price made it famous. Beautiful voice. This one that goes, "Don't look so sad. I know it's over."
They all sound the same.
Not really.
Oh, maybe
Bud
just-
Life
we
We
goes
got to
on.
take
Maybe just 'cause
Ricky
you're singing.
to karaoke night.
But I think.
Oh, I love it. Sunday Morning Coming Down. That's my favorite because Johnny Cash sang that. And if you ever listen to the lyrics of that, it really makes you feel like you woke up with a hangover. You got nothing going on. You're in a little country town. And it was like, he goes, he basically, this guy gets up. He goes, I woke up Sunday morning with no way to hold my head that didn't hurt. And the beer I had for breakfast wasn't bad. So I had one more for dessert.
Wow.
And then he goes, and I crossed the street and caught the Sunday smell of someone frying chicken.
So basically, Chris Christopherson spent a lot of times in honky tonks.
Yeah, and he also wrote the famous song, Why
Really
Me,
heavy
Lord?
lyrics, yeah.
Yeah, Why Me, Lord, which is very, why me, Lord, what have I ever done to deserve even one of the pleasures I've known? Elvis sang that.
And of course,
Lord help me, Jesus, I've wasted it, so help me, Jesus.
and of course, do you remember when Chris Christopherson dressed up as Han Solo on the Donnie and Marie
That's
show?
right, yeah, you pointed that out to me. That's very weird.
I saw that not too long ago before he died. I was like, why is Chris Christopherson
Yeah.
dressed as Han Solo on
And
the Donnie and Marie?
why was Billy D. Williams dressed as Han Solo after they froze Han in the Cabernet?
Because he had no clothes. He needed to get new clothes.
Yeah.
And the only clothes he had were on Han's rack.
That's right.
Why did he have to get new clothes?
Because the other ones, well, he had Chewbacca spitting on him. He was choking him out.
So it was just a wardrobe
It was
change.
just a wardrobe
yeah,
change.
pretty rank after running around Cloud City.
I get it. I thought there was a little more significant
I
meaning.
have to say, Chris Christopherson and Ernest Borgnine make an awesome couple. They're an awesome team in that movie.
Yeah, they're right up there
They're so
with
open-minded.
with Prince Charles and Lady Diana,
Yeah.
Chris Christopherson and Ernest Borgnine.
Captain and Tennille.
Just like that, just like Captain and Tennille. Same
Captain
thing,
and Tennille.
Will love keep them together, Quince?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
As long as you're happy with that.
Tennille always struck me as very horny.
Really?
Yeah.
And why was he a captain?
Yeah, I guess when someone calls himself captain, you just can't. You just got to go with
Well,
it.
I knew Captain Lou Albano, but
Oh,
She did
yes,
have
but
that
nobody has
look, that
Because he
sultry
knows
look.
that.
Well, she seemed really horny.
The shirt hanging off the shoulder.
she looked like, she had that hairdo of like Bonnie Franklin on
Yeah,
one.
yeah. Oh, I'm not saying she was hot. But
Right.
she just looked horny, and she had an enormous
Milfy.
enormous amount of space between her chin. Like there was this
in
area,
cleavage area.
but this area, the flap, there was a lot of it.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like a suit of armor almost.
Well, maybe
Look
it's
at the
where-
pictures, I'm
Maybe
telling
that's
you.
where. But I'm getting back to why do they call the captain the captain?
Because he knows how
'Cause
to
he-
drive a boat.
He ran the ship.
I mean, he had that little hat on.
Captain and Tennille.
I think his real name was Razzle.
Razzle.
Razzle and Tennille wouldn't have worked.
So Captain and Tennille.
Captain and Tennille.
Yeah, that sounds a lot better than
All right,
Razzle.
well, I'll
and
take your
Tennille.
word for it.
Now it's on our stage, Buck Private and Tennille. It doesn't roll off the same.
Is Captain and Tennille still around?
No, they're both dead.
I think
the captain's
I think the captain sank.
Yeah, I don't know if she is.
But I don't know.
What was their big song?
Love will keep us together.
Was that in Slapshot? Why does it sound like the Slapshot? Or am I
All right,
thinking the
now
other song?
a little bit of fact checking here.
Okay,
on,
okay.
uh,
Thank God
CJ's
After
not
Hours.
lazy.
So Tony Tennille is still
Tony Tennille.
alive. She's 84 years.
God bless her.
And the captain's real name was Daryl Dragon.
Daryl Dragon.
Daryl Dragon and Tennille.
Daryl Dragon, and he passed in 2014.
He sank.
10 years ago.
No, the captain's no longer with us.
Yeah.
Did he ever get promoted to admiral?
I don't know. I'm sure she saluted him quite a bit. in
Okay,
that.
well, they must. Didn't they get divorced like really long time ago?
Yes. Tony Tennille, though.
Tony Tennille.
She's still kicking.
I'm surprised she hasn't done Chili yet.
Yeah. And Ricky's right. She's got that plate of armor
See how
look.
much space there is?
Actually, from here she looks like Carol Burnett.
Yeah,
Carol Burnett and
she
Bonnie
does.
Franklin.
Yeah, but Bonnie Burnett.
Captain
That's
and
another
Tennille.
top show that she was in. Bonnie Franklin, One Day at a Time.
One day at a time.
Okay.
Very good.
But that's what we do down here at After Hours. We fact check
You
everything.
fact check. You fact checking me? Unbelievable. All right, since you're here, Quince, and you're at the table, we might as well let the. Well, there's two stories I want to talk about. We'll do John Amos first. So, Quincy. We'll turn the microphone towards you, so I know because you're a huge Good Time fan.
It's correct.
Not as good as I thought. Jefferson's.
All right, so you have you actually met
John Amos.
John Amos. And so did Colonel Bull Montana. If you're watching this on YouTube, there's a picture of the Colonel
One day he died.
and John Amos on the screen from I don't know what convention it was, but it was a million years ago. Okay. Now, when we met John Amos, it was me, you, South Boston Jeff. We went down to the Rhode Island Comic Con. I think it was 2012. We went down there really, really early on a Sunday morning. And you were super jazzed to meet someone from Good Times. And John Amos was sitting there reading the morning newspaper at his table. And Quincy made a beeline for him. And what did you say?
Florida, what the hell you doing? And he just threw up his newspaper and just scared him. Like he said, someone forget to give this guy's medicine this morning. Sounding like the real.
That's exactly what he said. He goes, someone forgot to take their meds this morning.
It was awesome. It was like the best, John Amos, like out of all of them, that we've ever met. I think John Amos was the best, because I don't know. I guess Good Times has so realistic, so. Just
it was great.
Angry,
it was great.
struggling.
And you certainly had the he had the strongest effect on him, out of all of us and everything. He remembered you. I mean, yeah.
Oh, he did. Never remembered you.
Wow.
But the strange part is, Mr. Fact Checker over here pointed this out, and I forgot.
Yeah.
He died in August.
I'm reading that Amos died of congestive heart failure at a hospital in Inglewood, California on August 21st of this year at the age of 84. And his death was not announced until October 1st. Yep. His daughter Shannon was unaware that her father died until it was reported by the media. That's insane.
Good daughter.
His son was trying to go through. Oh, I'm sorry. His son was going through the probate and everything, trying to get all the money
That's
squandered away and hiding it.
Oh,
that's what it was.
What a scumbag.
Yeah, his son who was taking care of felt he owned more of it.
Poor John Amos really didn't have a good time.
I wonder how often this happens in with
Hollywood?
celebrities.
Like I remember that
someone
time.
dies.
Remember when Tanya Roberts died? Her husband didn't want to give up her body.
No way.
Reported her dead twice or something like that.
Yeah, I remember that. That was crazy because I wrote on social media, I go, I put damn when he died.
Damn.
And then our good friend Cedric Claus goes, he died again because he died in August.
Oh my
And I was like, how the hell did you know that? Well, because he is Cedric Claus. He's probably on, he was definitely on his good time list, he was good.
Gotta love Cedric.
Gotta love Cedric Claus. We gotta get him down here, but he's on the south
both
side.
John Amos, I just realized, both John Amos and the Tanya Roberts were in the Beastmaster, which is one of my favorites. That's one of my favorite John Amos performance. I'm sure everybody has one, but that's one of them.
Well, my favorite John Amos performance would, other than James from Good Times, would have to have been the weather guy on Mary Tyler Moore.
Oh yeah.
Well, was he the weather guy? The sport? No, he was a sports guy.
Yeah, he
wasn't
was the sports guy,
because
yeah.
Ted Baxter was the weather guy.
He was the news guy.
Was he the news guy? Yeah. Whatever it was. That was before my time. I just knew who you were talking about. And I liked him as the double agent, the guy who turned on Bruce Willis in Die Hard 2.
That's right. Yeah, he was in Die Hard 2. Yeah.
And of course, he was Leo McDowell in Coming to America.
Yeah,
and
I'm a big fan of Trading Places, but not so much Coming to America. Yeah, I started to get sick of Eddie Murphy by then. Yeah, his acting started to fizzle a little. But yeah, he was pretty much a lot of memorable roles from old John Amos.
He was a very nice man.
You know my favorite John Amos? Because I actually made note of this, so I would remember.
What is that?
1973's World's Greatest Athlete.
And he was an athlete. Did you know that in '64, Amos signed as a free agent with the Denver Broncos, but he pulled a hamstring?
That's right.
And they cut him the second day
It's
at
true.
training
He was almost
camp
an NFL player.
instead of an actor. I like him better as an actor.
And what about the McDonald's commercial he did?
That's right.
I don't remember that.
But you don't remember the World's Greatest Athlete?
I do not know.
It was a Disney movie starring Jan Michael Vincent, Jeff's favorite
from
actors.
the Beastmaster?
No, he's from
Hooper.
God Almighty. How could I forget Hooper? Also in the movie was Tim Conway, Roscoe Lee Brown, Philip Ahn from Kung Fu, who was billed as the Old Chinaman.
Wow.
I wish they could still bill people like that. The Old Chinaman. Howard Cosell, Frank Gifford, and Bud Palmer. It's not available on Disney Plus. Gee, I wonder why.
I can't imagine.
But he has a very funny comedic role in that movie. 1973's World's Greatest Athlete.
That was the year before Good Times.
Yep.
Realize Good Times was celebrating its 50th anniversary this year.
Yeah. I saw a little clip today on the social medias of Jimmy Walker talking about, he says, we were never friends.
Yeah.
We never spoke. That was it. You know what happened was, as soon as he did the Dynamite line and it caught on and they were buying
He became the
dolls,
Fonz.
Yeah. But it was supposed to be John Amos' show.
And Jimmy Walker did not go to Esther Roll's funeral. He hated her guts.
Yeah, isn't that something?
And the
though?
crazy part
Jimmy
is,
Walker's not all that.
no, he's not all that either. The only reason he became famous was because of Dynamite,
Yeah.
and he was, and he got the careers of David Letterman and Jay Leno started.
He was pretty funny on that show.
After that, though, his career dived. He didn't do anything.
Well, he was on Love Boats. And,
Yeah, he always did a little.
Everybody was on Love Boat.
and he does Prince Pizza.
Yeah, that's right.
As you can see on the screen right now, there's a picture of Jimmy Walker with Quincy and South Boston Jeff.
Looking a little concerned.
A little concerned. And, but,
Did anybody ever notice him in the airplane? He was in it, but a
No.
pretty useless role.
oh, Jimmy Walker.
Yeah.
He was the window washer, wasn't he?
That's correct.
Yeah,
Oh, that's right.
correct.
Yeah, he was watching the windows. That's right.
Like,
I watched that not too long ago. I remember that.
Now, going back to the other celebrity that died was Pete Rose.
Yeah.
He was
Charlie Hustle.
Charlie Hustle. Now, I have a Pete of all people.
I was shocked, and now I remember what it is.
I have a Pete Rose story. I could care less about anything about baseball. In fact, I like the fact that he bet on baseball. It proves that he was a normal guy.
They all do.
Of course they do. But in 1998 at WrestleMania 14, I was lucky enough to be a druid for The Undertaker. We've talked about this before on the show. But as we were standing backstage getting ready to go out, they gave us our robes, and they were cheap CVS Halloween robes. I mean, $1.99.
I was watching.
And Pete Rose was part of that because he went out and insulted the whole Boston crowd because of the Red Sox. And then Kane gave him the tombstone and they carted him out. Prior to that, before he was going out there, he's laughing at us. He goes, oh, they'll invest a lot. And Vince was sitting over on the other side. He goes, Vince, I see you invested a lot of money in these costumes over here. And then Vince was like, Charlie Hustle. And
Threw a bottle at him.
he got tombstoned. And he got carted back on a gurney, and he's supposed to be unconscious. And they bring him back in. Everybody gives him a standing ovation. We're waiting to go out. And he stands up and he goes, that was better than being at a World Series.
I always say the crowds at wrestling is a lot better than professional sports.
But it was I knew who Pete Rose was because I used to watch,
Sure.
what was that baseball show as a kid?
This Week in Baseball, Mel Allen.
No, it was,
How about that?
Yeah.
it was a kid's show. And it was, Johnny Bench hosted it.
I have no idea.
You must know this, Jeff.
Yeah. What the hell was
I'm
the name
not
of that
sure.
show?
I am not sure.
The
but,
baseball punch.
Oh, the baseball.
Oh, yeah.
there we go.
All right. Yeah. That,
Like the Brady Bunch.
Johnny Bench
And
the
he was on
Baseball
that
Bunch.
a couple times. That's how I knew Pete Rose.
There you
But
go.
he also we're always talking about the riff commercials. Reading is fundamental.
We do talk about that a lot.
Yeah, Pete Rose is in one of them.
Is he really?
Wow.
I'm pretty sure.
So
Yeah.
Pete, I'm gonna have to say, I don't.
How'd you get so rich? Betting.
Pete Rose is my favorite baseball player.
There you go.
I didn't
There you
say
go.
one game with him,
He's
but
an
just
all-time
because
hit
That would
king.
make sense.
just me, the most athletic person around, got to work with Pete Rose.
That's awesome.
That's good.
Something to the memory book.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
absolutely.
Oh my goodness. What else you got on your little list over there?
Well, I understand that the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade is going to be returning the Spider-Man balloon to the parade for the first time this Thanksgiving.
Is it pink?
It's gone. Well,
Is it woke?
I said to my buddy Doug Palumbo on social
Oh,
media.
down in Mr. Jersey.
Yep, he announced it, and I said, well, they're going to have to call him Spider-Person. He was like, never. So-
There it is.
But interesting thing about that, the last time he appeared was 1998. And in 1977, the Cat in the Hat balloon knocked a lamppost over in the parade. You remember this?
No.
It crashed into the crowd, hitting 4 people. It put one woman in a coma for 24 days.
Wow.
And she has a dent in her skull the size of a tennis ball.
Was your cousin Eddie?
And she settled out of court.
Of
the
course,
city
with
of
Dr.
New York.
So what, did she get the Spider-Man balloon?
Can you imagine? No, wait now. This gets even more weird.
I like it.
Her name was Kathy Corona, Caronna. You can look this up. Then, after that, in 2006, I have to read this because it's very complicated. Corey Little, he was flying his private 4-seater plane. It took off from New Jersey, and he was planning to ride the monoplane all the way to Texas. You might remember this, CJ. This route somehow took him over Manhattan, where by accident, as far as anyone's been able to determine, it crashed into the Bel Air Apartments, a condominium complex
I do
on
remember-
East 2nd,
I do remember
72nd
that.
Street. You know whose apartment he crashed into?
Hers.
Kathy Corona's.
You gotta be kidding me. You
Imagine
can't
that.
write this.
Imagine that.
Did she settle out of court with that one, too?
It doesn't say, but I'll tell you right now. She wasn't home at the time. And so there was 21 people injured, and it landed in her bedroom.
You wouldn't be able to make this up. This
Imagine
is just
that.
unbelievable, uncanny.
Jeez, I'm going to have her buy me a lottery ticket.
I'm telling you.
She's
two of the biggest freak accidents probably ever.
And she's involved in both of them.
So I think when the Cat in the Hat was did that in '97, I think there might have been a close call in '98. So they decided to do away with the balloon. So Spider-Man's coming back.
Where was she on 9/11?
That's a good question. I don't know.
We don't know. We'll have to find. She's still alive?
Yeah, she's still alive, but she's
Wow.
got a
And
dent in her
rich.
head the size of a tennis ball. Yeah, she's got some coin. CJ.
Oh, for sure.
Hey, let's get her. Let's get her as a sponsor.
Yeah. She probably would do it.
She probably would.
With
She's-
that dent in her head. I wonder if you could rest a ball in the dent.
When we find out. Well, you travel a lot more than us. Why don't
That's
you,
true,
You,
but
you go down there and check it out.
Imagine if she was my neighbor down in Orange Lake.
Hey, you know what? When we go to Chiller, New York is right across the river. Why don't we just knock on her door?
East 72nd Street, the Bel Air Apartments.
I know East 77th Street.
Kathy Corona, but she was in a coma for 24 days.
That's crazy.
I think it was like
must have
24 years.
Scored big off of that. That's all I got to say.
Oh, yeah.
She got $1 million for every day she was unconscious.
Yeah, probably.
Coma.
What?
24 days is a long time to be in a coma.
You've been in one for 61 years. What are you talking about? Speaking of someone who's been in a coma most of their life, Jeff and I went up and visited Colonel Bull Montana.
Oh, that's right.
Over the past weekend. Now, Colonel Bull Montana, God bless him, my co-host the most, my friend for almost 40 years, one of the most ingenious, interesting human beings ever, and everybody in the whole world knows him. Has had a lot of medical problems over the last couple of years. Nothing too serious.
Still.
But he's been in the hospital, in our hospitals, and they finally put him into a retirement community. And we went up there and visited him, and it was the first time I've seen him in almost a year. I mean, he's talked to me almost pretty much every day, but it was the first time in almost a year that I've seen him. And when we walked in there, Jeff, what did we see?
Well, we seen a bull's face on a thin body. Yeah. That's exactly what we saw. He's lost at least 100 pounds.
At
I don't
least.
know, but it looks like something like that. But
There's a picture on the screen right
lost
now.
a lot of weight.
He lost a lot of weight. I go, well, how'd you? They got me exercising and eating chicken.
Oh.
So whatever worked, it worked.
No clam plates up there.
No clam plates, no Chinese food, no 16
Sorry, this just was very sad.
But yeah, there he is. I mean, we're holding the picture in the office here. There's the picture of Bull right there. He was healthy. He
looks good.
He's having a good time.
Good.
He's the mayor of this place. All the nurses love him.
Well, that's good.
And I mean, and as soon as we walked in the door, Jeff, the chick magnet over there.
Yeah.
What was that woman's name? Do we even remember?
I don't remember her name. It was Gladys or something.
Well, whatever.
Like that.
This woman had got to be in her 80s.
Yeah.
And she had a walker, and she looked like one of the puppets in the Dark Crystal. And she had on a Patriot ski hat.
Oh, man.
And no teeth in it. All right, remember when you had Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
And you put the gravy aside and it had like the wrinkles in the bowl.
Oh.
That was going on under the hat.
Oh, man.
And she was like, "Hey, cutie, I like your shirt, cutie."
Oh, wow.
Jeff has the Kavorka that Kramer had. The women love him.
He likes the older
the
women.
wrong ones, and not always women.
The Skeksis.
Oh, that's right.
But she was as soon as we walked in,
But someone likes you.
she was like,
That's
"Hey, cutie, I like your shirt."
good. That's good. You made her happy.
And Bull, this is my friend Jeff. Attention wasn't on Bull, so
he doesn't
he
like
moved
that.
it to the rec room.
I'm surprised he didn't start crying.
And we were in there with some woman who was awfully unhappy. And she was sitting there, "What are you doing?" "I'm putting a puzzle together on lobster."
Now she's got to get on the show.
Oh, she was just she wasn't that old either. She was just miserable. She didn't want to show me the box. She just showed me the box upside down. It's a lobster.
I used to visit my grandmother in a nursing home, and the lady in the room with her smoked a pipe. I was probably 6 or 7.
You can't do
I
that
was
now.
fascinated by this.
A pipe.
A pipe. She smoked a tobacco pipe. Now, when I was a kid, the only one I saw smoke a pipe was my grandfather and Santa Claus, really.
Right.
But this woman, she sat there and she smoked a pipe. And my mother used to tell me, like, I would sit there and stare at her. So then subsequent to that, every time I would come in, as soon as she'd come in, she put a towel over her head. You could just see the smoke coming up from under the towel. She didn't want, she didn't want me to stare at her. So, but I just remember, like she said, you just be hanging on the bed staring at this.
And then there was another rec room across the hall from the rec room we were in. There was a guy in there by himself with the back to the door playing his guitar.
Well, that's good. At least you get to.
It was just weird.
Could he play it, or was it just?
It was just some dude strumming it and whatnot.
Yeah, I'm sure it was I'm sure it was the hospital's guitar, and he was just showing off.
Oh, they're here.
With his back
You
to
got a real pretty mouth.
It was. I mean,
This is the hospital's guitar. What are you doing with it?
it's perfect for Bull to live.
Did a guy come in and start hitting the speed bag with his cane?
You got to go back and see the lobster puzzle person, though.
Well, I don't
That's
even think
funny
it's
as
going to be
shit.
done. I don't think it's going to be done.
Puzzles.
And I go, so what else do you do here? But we go on field trips outside. Oh, great. But he wanted to tell everybody that he's loving it there. He's made some new friends and ran into some old friends.
All right.
And
So he's mobile. He's up and around.
oh, 100%.
You're not washing them and stuff.
He was 100% roaming around. He was like, he owned the place.
That's good.
He's running the roost.
So, and he can come down here. But he has to be back by 8 o'clock, like Cinderella. He's got to be at midnight, but 8 o'clock.
Sign him out.
What do they do if he's not?
He's locked outside, I guess, or he's sleeping on my couch, I guess.
I thought like maybe they'd throw him out or something.
So we're gonna try to get him down here some night.
There you go.
Oh, when we go back into the studio, maybe.
Maybe we'll bring him down here. But we can usually show those
Anniversary
at
show.
night, though. So
Yeah, that's true.
He
We
can't
couldn't
come
do it,
down.
yeah.
But and if he had access to Zoom up there,
I wouldn't be against taping in the daytime. I'll tell you.
Most of the crew would, and the guest would.
Someday you'll all be old, you little.
We already are old.
I'm talking to the crew.
Oh, they are old now.
Well, then they'll look forward to doing it in the daytime.
Well, maybe that's a different story for a different time.
I like to day drink now.
Daydream?
Drink.
Oh, day drink.
Day drink now.
Oh.
Drinking at night's not.
How's that
over.
real American beer?
It's, you know what? So glad you asked. I found out the other day that it is actually 4 grams of carbohydrates in a real American beer as opposed to a Bud Light, which is 6.
Wow.
So it's healthy
It's
for me to be
healthier
drinking
beer.
it. So I'm drinking it.
Because
now.
the Hulkster's training, saying your prayers, eating your vitamin, drinking his beer.
I'm getting more of it. I really do enjoy it. I like it a lot.
Wow.
I like it.
I'm sure Mr. Hogan approves.
Yep, I like it a lot.
That's great.
Not a bad beer, really. You could do worse for your money.
Well, it's true. And speaking of that, we have to go pay a bill, so we'll be right back after this big time commercial break.
Hi, this is Quincy Briscoe. To all my fans, don't drink and drive.
Hi, I'm Tori Black, and you're watching After Hours with TC Restani.
That was a double commercial break there. We had Quincy Briscoe's Don't Drink and Drive, and then we had Tori Black promoting our show. You can't go wrong with that.
Who
No.
was that in that commercial? The car crashing into.
I don't know who that was.
That was I watched that commercial. I was like Jesus, but it was kind of well shot. Like those like Red Asphalt and those movies you used to see in Driver's Aid, Blood on the Highway. Kind of like that quality.
Yeah.
I have no clue who is that. Maybe we'll have to find our investigating reporters out there.
I think they took those old films and they're on Tubi right now. You can watch those old driver's eds.
Do you know what I watched on Tubi? Speaking of that,
What?
for some weird reason, I was watching some show, and then it buffered into another one, and it was the. Do you remember Family?
Yeah.
With
Christy McNichol.
Christy McNichol and Ferris Bueller's dad.
Yes.
I mean James Broderick and Meredith Baxter Burney.
Meredith Baxter.
It's like this show would put
it's
anybody
terrible.
to sleep.
Terrible show.
It was a Mike Nichols
Yeah.
production.
It was awful. I remember that. It was, I
And
hated
the
it.
mother on there, she was always.
Yeah, she's a real sourpuss. yeah.
I'm like, why did Tubi do this to me?
They were a sick family.
I may have been watching like reruns of 8 is Enough or something, and it just buffered into that.
yeah, that's weird.
And it was just, I'm like, I remember this show. It was like on a Sunday night or something. And I'm like, why am I watching Family? I hate that woman.
It's not a good show.
I can't stand her.
No, I hated it too.
You know,
And all the guys in my class when they were younger had crushes on Christy McNichol. I'm like, she looks like my cousin Kendall. I didn't get it.
She looked like Kevin
She was not an
Kubajeski.
attractive girl.
No.
She was
not
hitting
at all.
on me at the chiller and everything. She came over and put her arm around me
She
and
did.
everything. That was
Just get the
all
Kavorka.
right. That's something I don't mind talking about now.
Whereas
She
we were,
did. She was cute in Little Foxes with what's her name?
Wasn't that?
Tatum O'Neal.
Yeah, wasn't that when the night we were talking about Roscoe? Not Roscoe.
No, we
Enos.
were talking to Enos and everything, and we were like Bobby the Brain was sitting among us
Right.
and everything.
What a weird combination. Christy McNichol, Enos from the Dukes of Hazzard, and Bobby the Brain
Wow,
Heenan.
that's pretty cool though.
But she just waltzed over and joined the conversation, put her arm around me, and I looked up.
Now, you should've went after that one, Jeff.
Yeah, I know that wouldn't have been bad. That's pretty
kept man right now.
historical gash there.
Yeah.
It wasn't as good as the night that, what's her name, licked everybody. Carrie Wurr.
Oh yeah.
Oh, she was cute. I
She was
remember her.
hammered.
Was she?
And she started, she even licked Tippino's.
Wow.
I just want an autograph.
She was her key. She was his key.
Yeah, it's key to his room.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember that. We were filming it, and she's like, well, it's on our YouTube thing. She's plastered. And she's like, this is Carrie Wurr, and you're watching
Huh? What
I never saw
is
this
it?
clip.
After our what? With who?
Restani. I was like, okay.
Sorry.
Dropping things everywhere. You have too much Hulk Hogan beer?
It's my tot of dyskinesia.
Oh, really? Can you get medicine for that?
Oh, well, yeah, but the side effects will cause you to have diarrhea for like 10 straight days.
Well, it's better than the woman who's in a coma for 24. You're not going to make millions of dollars after that. No. But yeah, that was crazy with Carrie Wurr that time.
Mm-hmm. She's done some crazy roles over the years.
Hot chick?
Beastmaster Part 2.
That's right.
But
through the portal of time.
Wow.
Yeah, I bet
Only
she's
one
proud
of
of that one. But yeah, she was in Anaconda. She was a lot of good
And she was on
movies.
Remote Control. She was the second hostess on Remote Control.
Oh, yeah.
After Marisol Macy.
Stephen King's Thinner. She played that hot gypsy chick and everything.
And who was her mother?
Cher.
Close. Grace Slick.
Nice.
Oh, in real life, of course I knew that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
She was a doll. in
Yeah,
her
she
day.
was a very beautiful woman.
Yeah.
I remember you're the one who brought
She's
that up.
Grace Slick isn't even sure who her father is.
Wow.
It's
because-
Mr. Wurr.
That's rock and roll right there. That's rock and roll.
Yeah, because she nailed all of them.
One pill makes you larger and one pill makes you small.
Yeah, I always
White
thought-
Rabbit.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
Grace Slick.
I always thought she was pretty.
Okay.
But
You want somebody to love.
Well, you need somebody to
every time I hear that song, though, I think of the movie Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Remember when Johnny Depp was
White Rabbit.
Yeah.
Yeah, sitting in the bat there when he's sitting in the bathtub.
They played it twice. They played it when he was high on LSD, and then they played it when Benicio del Toro, who we just mentioned from Big Top Pee Wee,
Right.
was
He was trying to pee
Gonzo, Dr. Gonzo,
Yeah, it's-
and he was inside the
the bathtub, and he kept needing to hear that part of White Rabbit while he was.
and he kept axing grapefruits while he was in the White Rabbit.
Dear God.
That movie's crazy.
That is.
Oh yeah,
That's probably my favorite Terry Gilliam movie, other than Time Bandits.
Terry Gilliam, Monty Python.
There
yeah,
you go.
very impressive stuff. Yeah.
Now, Chiller Theater's coming up as we're recording this in 3 weeks. CJ, are you counting down the days?
Oh, you know I am.
Yeah. Who's your key?
We talked about this before. I'm probably going to zone in on Corey Feldman because I need him for my Friday the 13th collection, like
okay.
Jeff. Who else is going to be down there?
Jill
I mean, I'm pretty-
Shalen's going to be there
That's right.
from DC Cab. She actually responded to my tweet the other night.
Adam
She
Baldwin
played
did.
Adam Baldwin's girlfriend. in
She was
that
Adam Baldwin's girlfriend in the movie.
He blocked us on Twitter.
Oh, that was during the DC Cab party.
Yeah, we were watching DC Cab, and
What an underrated movie that is. I love
Because you
DC Cab.
tweeted out the picture. Look what we're doing.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, fuck you.
yeah,
I don't want anybody
Who
to
was
know
this?
Adam Baldwin. He blocked us on Twitter. We were
He
watching.
blocked both of you
Yeah,
guys?
No, he didn't block me. He blocked him.
Well, because I shared the picture.
Wow.
We were having a viewing party of DC Cab. I had never seen it, so we're down here. It was Thanksgiving Eve, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like 3 years ago.
Yeah, and we were watching that, and then what was Used Cars was the other one.
That was last year.
Okay, and we were watching DC Cab though, and we I just said, hey, this is what we're watching. We're having a great time.
Right.
And he didn't like that because he was all about politics at this point.
Okay.
And he would mention Full Metal Jacket or whatever movie he was in. I always get that.
What about My Bodyguard?
I love that movie.
Yeah,
I was just talking to
and I would've
TC
mentioned
about that
too,
the other
but
night.
He just blocked because of DC Cab. He's
Wow.
and I didn't say anything bad. I said, hey,
Shocking.
we're
Played Ricky
enjoying this.
Linderman, Quincy.
Yeah,
Ricky Lindemann.
great
my
movie.
bodyguard.
Great movie, My Bodyguard.
Those
Yeah.
were good old golden classic movies.
You're damn right.
He just likes it
Fantastic.
because it involved fixing up a bike.
Yeah.
Tough fight. Yeah, he's
Did you
right.
like when they threw the bike into the lake?
It's Moody's now.
Yeah, it's movies now.
Yeah.
One.
It's Moody's now. He was in Dr. Detroit, that guy, the bully.
Oh, really?
He was one of Mom's henchmen. There was two bald
That's
guys.
the only
What was
other
his
movie I've seen him. Yeah, I checked out his resume too, and that's the
probably
only
it, huh?
other movie. That's the only other movie I could find him in. Yeah,
Hallis, right? That's his name, Hallis, right?
Hallis?
the guy who played Hey Mike.
Hey,
You're not so
Mike.
tough. You're not so tough.
I always thought
Tough
that
magazine.
was Terry Savalas's
Kid?
son. Yeah. He looks just like him.
Because he's bald?
Jennifer Aniston's
Yeah.
his niece. Telly Savalas' niece.
No, I thought it was Godfather.
Oh, maybe. I thought it was his niece.
Yeah, no. Well, they were both Greek, but
Yeah, well, you know.
but I think
you never know.
But I think it was the Godfather, not Marlon Brando, but Telly Savalas.
What do you think? I'm a rube.
I didn't say that. Rubik's cube. I didn't say that. I don't know.
I got a trivia question for you.
I'll try to answer it.
How many flavors of Spam do you think there currently are?
I'm gonna have to say.
Wow.
I'm gonna say 7.
Okay. CJ, how many flavors of Spam you think are in the world right now?
Um,
I mean, how many different flavors of Spam could there be? What do you think?
15.
15?
15?
Jeff?
2.
2? CJ's the closest. Oh, I'm sorry.
10.
10. There you go. Well, CJ's the closest, but he did go over by 2. 13 flavors of
There
Spam
are
are
13
available.
flavors of Spam.
Wow.
And the newest is a Korean spice called Gochujang.
You know, I've never had Spam.
Oh, well, we got to have some.
I'm not eating that.
Nah, that's like dog food.
You got the original, you got light, you got 25% less sodium, you got Korean barbecue, maple bacon, turkey, hickory smoke, hot and spicy, jalapeno, teriyaki, and a new one called tocino.
Oh, wow. Isn't that some of the shit that Jeff just had rolled up?
It's good stuff.
Sounds good.
Don't
Put
sell
in
yourself
your
short.
omelet and everything.
Yeah,
Oh,
you would eat Spam,
Sounds
wouldn't you?
dreadful.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, see?
I know people eat fried Spam.
You can eat it fried or you can eat it right out of the can.
Teriyaki Spam. That just sounds.
See, I used to eat Chef Boyardee out of the can.
And you turn your nose up at Spam,
Okay, well, you know, at least
which
this
is
was
nothing but pork shoulder.
Did you ever eat the Vienna sausages? Remember those?
the little tiny things.
Yeah,
Maybe
little,
like
like,
Christmas
mini hot
time. or
dogs.
something.
Only when you made them with the the roll ups there.
Pick them up with a pickle fork?
Pig and blankets. That was good.
Pig and yeah.
You're talking about the pig and blanks from like Bickford's?
No, the ones Tosh made me on Christmas Eve last year.
Okay.
I wasn't complaining about that meal.
The pigs in the blanket that I remember was when we used to go to Bickford's or the Pancake House, and it was just a breakfast sausage wrapped in a pancake.
Oh well, that's a real pig.
That's good, especially at Bickford's because I like going to Bickford's. Remember what you used to get at Bickford's when you left?
Coloring book.
I don't because I never really ate
A
there as a
toy.
kid.
They had a little toy section.
Did they really?
Like a toy box?
Yeah, they had little die-cast cars and whatnot, and just novelty shit.
There you go.
But yeah, my grandparents loved Bickford's for the breakfast because they breakfast anytime.
There was one in Woburn that they just closed. I
Yeah,
think,
there was the one there. There was the one at Wellington. It used to be there 100 years ago. That's the one we used to go to.
Gone,
And then there was the one on Route 1.
gone but not forgotten.
Gone but not forgotten.
Yeah, my friend Tammy was a manager at that Bickford's, and she let me. She gave me the key to the one of those toy grabbing machines and everything with the claw.
Really?
Yeah, and I snagged. They had 3 Star Trek dolls, 3 original Star Trek dolls from the '70s. She let me.
Wow,
In.
Mego
The
figures.
Mego figures, huh?
Look at that.
Yeah, she let me snag them.
You still have them?
No, I still have the Captain Kirk, but I'm not sure about the Spock.
I have a Spock in acrylic, graded Mego figure that I bought,
And what is it graded?
like at 8.5 or something like that.
Wow.
Very high grade.
What was wrong with it? It couldn't go up to 10.
I don't know. I just bought it.
Slight creases in the car.
Let me bring it
maybe
down and show it
askew.
next time.
Please.
I'll bring it down. Yeah, 'cause nobody else sees
8.5
it,
is
so I
pretty
might as
good,
well bring
though.
it down and show it to you guys.
Might as well.
Leonard Nimoy and I were very good friends for about 4 minutes.
Yeah, that's a great story. Did you ever hear that? How you met him?
I did.
Yeah, walk with me.
Talk
Walk
about
with me.
that. Walk with me, man.
Great. I can't believe that was 32 years ago.
My nephew worked for Bad Robot for a while when they were filming the new Star Trek movie.
Right.
And he passed him in the hallway.
In California?
Yeah, and he had the robes on and everything. He worked for J.J. Abrams.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
I ever tell you the story when they sent him to pick up J.J. Abrams' birthday present?
No.
He went to this shop and he had to pick it up and take it to a framer.
Okay.
So he's expecting this big picture. He gets there and it's like a sheet of paper like this. And they were like, Brian, you got to be careful with this. Nothing can happen to this. Get it to this address. So now he's like, it was in one of those envelopes with the metal clasp, you can pinch. So he says, it's killing him. He pulls over. He opens it. It's a piece of hotel stationery. There's 4 names on it. John Lennon, Paul McCartney, George Harrison, and Ringo Starr.
gotta
All
be
4
kidding.
autographs. Wow. He had to deliver it to the framer because they were giving it to J.J. Abrams for his birthday.
Wow.
And he says, now I'm driving down Hollywood Boulevard 2 miles an hour because if something happens to this.
Well, they're going to say
That's crazy.
he had a hamburger and bit it and ketchup and all over it or something.
Wouldn't that be funny? Wrecked. So he's like, trying to write the name.
Shit.
What is his name? Lemon? But he knew who they were right away. He said, oh, my God.
Nice.
But he held a piece of paper that was signed by all 4 Beatles.
Wow, man, that's
pretty
like
cool.
it's a holy grail.
Yeah, that's something else.
No,
Nice.
was he there when they presented it to JJ?
He was not at the party, no. He was just a very underling.
So he wasn't
He
invited.
doesn't work for them anymore. He works for NFL Red Zone now.
Oh, really? He goes from Bad Robot to NFL.
Yeah, he's the traffic commercial. Well, not they don't have commercials. Well, maybe he was working for now he's working for the NFL Network.
Okay.
He was working for Red Zone, so he's the commercial trafficker. Do you know what that is?
No.
My friend Joe, my friend Quick,
Quick.
he was the commercial trafficker at Fox 25.
Oh, okay. Was Maria working there?
I'm sure she was. Now he works for Comcast.
Well,
It's all his cable free.
there's nothing on it anyway.
There's plenty of stuff on cable.
Like what?
What did I watch the other day? You know what I finally watched for the very first time? The Road to Perdition.
Oh, one with Tom Hanks
Yeah,
and
it's a great movie. I'd never seen it.
and what's his name?
Paul Newman.
Paul Newman. Wow,
And
I'm
Daniel
really tired.
Craig. Daniel Craig was in
Daniel
it.
Craig.
I think it was
Jennifer
one of
Jason
them.
Leigh was his wife.
Yeah, that's right. She wasn't in it long.
No, she was.
Spoiler alert.
And that kid grew up to be Superman. His son.
That's Brendan Routh. Or what is
No,
Brendan?
no. Some other.
Oh, the one that's the Superman now, and the DC one?
Maybe, but he's just a Superman.
Shit.
Yeah.
Sorry.
He's a Superman.
I knew that kid was somebody. Now it's bugging. No,
Not Dean Cain.
Not Dean Cain. No, Dean Cain was like 50 when they made Road to Perdition.
Have you ever met him? I heard
Dean
he was
Cain?
a super nice guy. Is he a dick?
Not really, but he's just.
He's just not interested.
If you don't have the cash, he don't care about you.
Yeah,
Just put
yeah.
it that way. How many Supermen have I met? I met Dean Cain, Brandon Routh.
He's a ringer for Reeve, man.
Well, I never.
One
I
of the
never,
black and white Supermans used to own a gym out on Route 1
Dredge
back in the
Reef?
day.
Did he really?
The guy
Yeah.
blew his brains out.
Wow.
Well,
jumped out the window, didn't
It
he?
might one of them, or it might be, but like maybe he was a voice, but like he had a place right on Route 1 somewhere.
Well, I never knew that.
Wow.
To get rid of the Continental, did you hear that?
Oh, yeah, I did hear that.
You know, I've never stepped foot in the Continental
Oh,
restaurant.
my God. You would have loved it.
Because wasn't it like a mob joint?
That I don't know, but it was definitely a throwback restaurant with the big leather booths and the chandeliers and stuff. But they used to do a thing when you sat down, they'd bring over this bean dip with crackers and some, I think, coleslaw, and then they'd bring you chicken wings and popovers before you even ordered.
Oh, the popovers of the Mount Vernon are the best, though.
Yeah, but they had them before the Mount Vernon.
Remember
And I'm
Cousin
gonna tell you
Leo?
right now, their popovers were better than the
Seems
Really?
like there's
Yes.
only like four or five things on the menu at the Continental, but it's
Yeah.
okay. You don't talk about that.
Exactly.
Because,
Good prime rib. That much I remember.
Well, they showed it today.
A roast duck. That's the only place I've ever had a roast duck.
Really? Jeez, I would never have known
They
that.
had a big stuffed lobster. But
It's a lobster.
can someone? I've never been in there. Someone said all the booths are facing the door.
Yeah, in case you got to make a beeline for the door. It's a fucking mob joint.
That's what I'm saying. If,
I don't think. I remember
So
that.
if someone came in to do a hit, they would see who was going to
I
do
mean,
it.
it might
like
have
the
been.
99 in Charlestown.
Yeah.
Because
He
it's
worked the
been
booth.
Because it's
I
been
worked
there.
the booth, he says. Because
Because it's been there for 72 years. I heard today.
Who?
The Continental.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Where is that located?
Right on Route 1. It's like right across the street from
It's like near up the
Golden Bananas?
like Prince Pizza, like
Yeah.
right
Oh,
across
yeah,
the street
okay.
from there. Never stepped foot in there.
Went by it recently. Actually, we were on our way to Prince Pizza last Friday, and I said to Tosh, we got to go back to the Continental, sit at the bar, have some prime ribs some night, play some Keno.
November 24th, they're closing.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna go now because I feel bad. It's like, well, where you been, Bittman? We could have used you.
Well, I've never been in here, so I'm not going to come in here.
Well, I've been in there a few times, but it just
He
has
might
been a
get
while.
whacked.
You could get whacked.
I just remember like I said, they would give you a little dish of chicken wings. You didn't even order them.
Now, what's this bean dip?
It's like just a cold bean salad dip type. It was good. It was very unique. It was like baked beans in there, but it was cold. It was mixed with other vegetables and stuff. And they serve it with crackers, and you dip the crackers in.
Getting back to the popovers, Mount Vernon.
I'm telling you, I've had them in both places.
Right.
Mount Vernon's are good,
Right.
but theirs were better. And then they stopped doing them up there.
You know what we have to do? We have to go to the brunch at the Mount Vernon.
Oh my God, I see that menu all the time, and I'm like, oof.
And is it still
had
like
that in a
$22?
while.
That's cheap.
Yep, about $22, $23.
There's
or
some
whatever.
things on there I can't touch, but there are things on there I will cheat with. For sure.
I don't blame you.
I mean, Jeff and I and Leo, cousin Lee, used to go to that thing like 3 times a month, maybe.
Oh yeah.
that is good stuff. I got it.
and Mr. Henrys knew us. Hey, boys, welcome.
They're back.
The first one's here. Yeah. I mean, they didn't open until what, like 1 o'clock, and we were out there at like 12:15 waiting.
You've been here for 4 hours.
And Leo, like,
So big.
You think they're gonna have the popovers for at the brunch?
Watch the redhead. He pockets stuff.
I ever tell you a story when we were there when the waitresses fought over a meatball?
You did tell me.
It was like
that.
the waitress's name was Terry, and she looked like Terry Bam Bam Gordy.
Oh, jeez.
And Leo and I were sitting there on a Friday night laughing our asses off, and because they gave him a complimentary meatball, he goes, "That's only one meatball. That was my meatball."
As someone who's been a waiter, that happens.
Oh man,
that happens.
And Leo didn't want to look and laugh because this woman would have kicked the shit out of him.
You don't want to piss off servers ever.
And he was like, I don't think I should laugh right now because. But as soon as we left, he just went, meatball. I still get random phone calls from him, random, just going, hello, meatball, and hangs up. That's it. That was like 20 years ago.
Tell him to come down some night.
I have told him to come down sometime.
Such a fairy.
Cousin Leo, man, he can make anybody laugh.
He really
he didn't even know how funny he was.
Tell him to roast a turkey and come down here for the Christmas party.
Remember that?
Yeah.
The Restani Christmas party 15 years ago?
Yeah.
He brought down a full-fledged Thanksgiving dinner. He used to be a chef before he took a little vacation from the state. And oh my God, it was I can picture him when he was in the joint, like that scene in Goodfellas.
Yeah.
You cut it, raise it thin, raise it thin. Yeah. His food is out. Everything. He calls me all the time. He goes, I made shrimp Rockefeller tonight, or whatever the hell he's doing.
What?
I go, you're by yourself. And I go, how long did it take you to cook this? About 3 hours. How long did it take you to eat it? About 5 minutes.
That's true.
But yeah, we got to get Leo on this program.
He said when he was in the joint, he used to make stuffing out of the foam rubber in his pillow.
Really? I wouldn't put it past him. No, he wouldn't eat.
With the right spices, anything tastes good.
He has had his fine share of junk food.
Yeah.
But when he makes this gourmet stuff, it's fantastic. I told him you should open up, your own restaurant.
Not a bad idea.
I gave him a perfect name for his restaurant.
Uncle Leo's.
No.
Cousin Leo's.
Future Poop.
Oh, man.
Dump meals.
He's like, no one's going to come here in the place called Future Poop.
I don't think that's going to work.
I don't think it's going to
That's the flavor.
That's the flavor right there.
He should name it Oops.
Oh, God. There's a story for a different time right there. But I'll get his ass down here before the holidays.
We should.
Yeah, if you're going back on camera.
Yeah, we
maybe
seen
he'll
him
do
at
a
one of
cooking
our company cookouts, and he came by.
That's right. He brought some sauteed shit that he had.
He's the best. I miss him. I miss him a lot.
He always reminds me of Jim the Anvil Neidhart.
Yeah.
I mean,
Really?
just
If Jim the Anvil Neidhart was like a sweetheart of a guy.
just the way because he has the same goatee and he makes those facial expressions, that laugh that he has.
Quest reminds me a little of Jim the
Oh,
Anvil.
Quest reminds me of. I don't even know what Quest reminds me of, but what are you talking about?
Dodgers fan. I like to give him a good slap.
He lives out in California now. He's been out there. You believe he's
a Lakers fan
He's
and a
been out-
Dodgers
no,
fan.
No, he was a Lakers fan long before he moved.
And
out
he's
there.
an idiot, all right?
But
You don't live in Boston and grow up in Boston and you're a fan of the LA Lakers. I'm sorry.
well, they were originally from Minnesota.
Blasphemy.
Okay, long story short, he moved out to California 10 years ago.
I know. We helped him move.
Oh, that's right, we
Yeah,
did.
It was an awful day of my
And
life.
I got gas in New Hampshire for $2.70 over the weekend.
Yeah.
And he sent one back. It's $4.53 here. He took a picture of it. I go,
Gee, gas is going down as we get closer to the election.
not out there. It isn't.
No, well, California,
I go, do you sorry you moved now, Quest? Don't rub it in. We'll never see him again.
He'll never come back.
We'll never see him again. No way.
Seems very happy out there.
No, he doesn't.
I was just giving him the benefit of the doubt.
No. He's like, I'm trying to get the old lady to let me come home for basketball.
What do you mean? What is this let? Just say I'm going
I'm just telling you what he's saying.
I don't know.
He is what it is. All right, Quincy, it's time to wrap up that program, my friend. Grab the microphone, sip your water, and there you go. Look at your
Well,
watch.
thank you for watching this very interesting episode. And we hope to see you all again soon. But for the present, remember, first of all, drive carefully, please, because we want you back in one piece. And remember, most important of all, we never close.
Ooh.